going on, everybody? This is Economic News Insights, and today we're going to talk about my portfolio, what I hold in U.S. stocks. I'm going to give you guys insights into why I choose these stocks, and yeah, we're going to do a deep dive into all of that. So stand by. I've got 12 of them. If you guys are curious, you guys can follow along. So if you're new to this channel, you can subscribe and go right here and turn on all notifications to get notified every time we do a live stream or a video just like this. So let's go ahead and dive in here and get started. So this here is Yahoo Finance. I use CNBC, I use Google Finance, but in this case, we're just going to use Yahoo Finance because I have everything already set up here. I'm actually going to remove my little face here, and we're going to dive in here. So this is a look at all the positions, and I'm going to do a deep dive and tell you based on what I have by largest positions. So right here, the first one is one of my largest positions that I have. This is grandpa's type investing. This is old man style investing. This is the JP Morgan NASDAQ Equity Premium Income ETF, JEPQ. And so the big play with this JP Morgan NASDAQ ETF is it's a long-term play. It's a safe play. As long as the NASDAQ goes up, this stock will continue to climb, or this ETF will continue to climb. By the way, I want to get this out there before I say anything. This is just what I hold, okay? This is not professional financial advice. Please always do your own research before investing in any of these stocks, okay? I'm just sharing with you what I hold because people are curious. What are my favorite stocks? Now we're going to tell you what I actually hold. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to encourage you to actually buy it because you need to always do your own research. But this is what I hold. So I like it because it pays dividends. Previous all-time high was around $58, currently trading at $51. In a strong market, this one should do well. I recently purchased it in April. It went down as low as 46. I bought it around like 48. So again, something you have to remember about buying stocks, they say it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. So anytime you get a sell-off like we saw in April, if you're someone who's got a real dialed in approach, you're looking at that as a gift, an opportunity to step in at a discount. Now, we've seen the stock market go up, up, up and away over the last few years. I mean, in 2022, this thing was trading at $44. It went all the way up to 58. So it was like a slow grind, slow climb. This one probably pays you, I think it was around, I don't know the exact number. I don't want to say it because I could get it wrong. I should have it in front of me, but it pays a nice little dividend. So you can do the research on it. Next one we're moving on to is the other ETF that I hold. This is Vanguard S&P 500 VOO. So I was buying this one around, I want to say April 10th, maybe sometime around there. And it ended up being a good time to buy. It's not propagating the data here, but you guys get the idea. Here we go. I was buying around April 10. Let's see. It says it was 489. Seemed like actually maybe I bought a little earlier than that, maybe early April, because the first time I entered into the VOO when I started accumulating, it was trading at around 512. And then I bought more around April 7th when it went even lower. So I had the conviction in the S&P that if I already bought at 512 when it went lower, I was already looking to buy more. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up getting in at these really low prices. I wasn't panicking. If anything, I was panic buying. So you can see it was trading at around 557 in February. Right now it's sitting at 518. So I still dollar cost average into something like this. This is the S&P 500 as well as the NASDAQ with JP Morgan. Now, as far as other positions that I have that I also recently stepped into pretty aggressively was Palantir. Now, when I was buying Palantir, this was around this price here in April as well. I was getting in around, I want to say $80. This one was my best performing most recent stock, so I got in at 80. It went up to 117. This thing has potential to be huge. It's got a market cap of, let's see, where's the market cap? I want to say, yeah, 276 billion. You know, this is like an AI data kind of play. We'll see where it ends up going, but that's why I got into it. Who knows? Maybe this goes to a $1 trillion market cap. That's kind of why I got into it. We don't know where it's going to go, but Palantir has been one of my best performers. I think I'm up around 50%. I wish I got a little bit more aggressive with it, but I didn't. Either way, I'm quite happy with it. Then we have a little bit smaller position that I have, but something that I've recently bought into. I'm into travel. You guys know that. Wynn is building a new resort in Abu Dhabi, like a casino. They've also got the best hotel in Las Vegas, in my opinion. And they've got a pretty small market cap compared to Marriott and some of the others. They're currently trading at 9.19 billion. That's a small market cap, I would say, compared to Marriott. But it's trading at $87. This one, long term, could be a big play for me. We'll see if it ends up happening. I actually recently bought this one around like 85. So this is something I just recently got into. This one here, Meta, I've actually been holding on to this since it was around like $100. This is one of my first ones that I bought in my, I want to say it's my IRA. Yeah, my IRA account I bought like a few years ago. And I'm not a big fan of Meta, to be honest with you, but as far as a stock goes, it's been a real gem for me. I mean, I bought it around like 175 around like 2022, and it just kept going up. It recently went as high as 714, trading at 592. I'm not, it's hard to sell this. I want to part ways with Meta just because I'm not a big fan of them, but the stock has been just a great performer. No other way around it. The other one that I'm big into, if you know I'm big into cryptocurrency, is Coinbase. I've actually held this position for 5 years. I'm actually down on this position long term. So this is the only position that I'm actually down on, but I did recently buy more around $175 a share. Right now it's trading at $199. So when I first bought into it was back in 2022. I believe it was around 2022 or 2023 when it was trading at around like 300 and something, like up here. That was in 2021, I guess. So yeah, I've been holding on to this one. It's been a poor performer for me compared to Bitcoin or anything else, but I did just recently buy more. And I think at this price, if it ever goes back to where it was, around 342, you know, buying it at 199 could be a great opportunity. But that's why I bought more recently. Now, as far as Bitcoin ETF, I put a little bit into this, not a lot. This was something that I did recently, not too long ago. I bought it around like $53 a share on Fidelity, I think it was. Let's see, where did I buy this? I want to say it was around like, yeah, $53 in January. And it went up and then it went back down. So, I mean, expect volatility with these, but now it's recovered. So, again, it's time in the market. You got to be patient with this stuff, letting it mature. Don't play with money that you can't afford to lose, right? So that's kind of been the strategy, and it's been working out. Like I said, the only stock that I have long term was some that I'm down on was Coinbase. Now, I did recently get into Alphabet, Google. This was something that I wasn't a big holder on until recently when it had its sell-off here. It had a sell-off, I want to say, here recently. Where was it? Yeah, it was trading at $175, or right here, 166. And I just took the opportunity to buy it around 155. I'm down a little bit on this one. I'm actually like around the even point because I bought around 154, 155. And, you know, that was last week, actually. I went into Google based off of this sell-off right here. There was some data that came out from Apple that said that they're, you know, down in search volume. And, you know, I took that as I was like, man, either Google's going down or they're coming up. But they've got a lot of other products besides the search engine. One of the things is Waymo, which is a driverless car. I mean, Google is a powerful company. I mean, anytime you get a chance to get it on dip, I took advantage. I mean, it was trading at 202. Also, I looked at their income reports. They look like they're still doing pretty good. So down from 207 to 155. I thought it was a buying opportunity to buy the dip. We'll see what ends up happening. I don't know how low it could go. I mean, could it go down to 100? Possibly, but we'll see. Another one that I recently bought about within the last month was Taiwan Semiconductor. This one has actually been a pretty good performer for me. I bought around here, around 157. It's up to 176 here recently. This is like an NVIDIA type play. You know, it's under almost $1 trillion market cap. If it achieves the same market cap as NVIDIA, we'd be looking at something around 2.5, or NVIDIA high, I think, was around like 3 trillion. So it could go to like around, I want to say around close to $500 a share. We'll see. This is, I look at it as a pretty conservative play. It's not something that's, you know, going to change your life, but if you haven't, depending on how much money you have into it, you know, it could be a big play, really, if it competes with NVIDIA. Another one that's got a lot lower market cap is 166 billion. This one is Advanced Micro Devices. They're similar to what you see with Taiwan Semi and Nvidia, but a much lower market cap. So this one you can get maybe a bigger gainer out of it. I recently bought this one around 86, something like that in April. Again, it's up a bit. We'll see where it ends up going. It was trading previously at around 129, so I think it's even a little bit higher than that previously. Let's see. 181. That was why I stepped into it. I saw a lot of upside with this one because I was like, okay, it's an Nvidia type play. They seem to be a decent type company. Like they're in the game. They were trading at 180 at one point, and when it was down to 86, I looked at it as like, hey, this thing's on a pretty good dip, and it's got a low market cap. If it starts getting aggressive and competing with Taiwan Semi or even Nvidia, this could be a big gainer for me. But you're noticing I'm mostly in very conservative stocks here. I'm not really in anything that's gonna, I'm not in any penny stocks, right? I've done that, and it didn't work out well for me. Another one that I recently stepped into was Apple. This one's it's like Google. I'm kind of running sideways with it. I think I bought it around 198. Yeah, and it's about 198. I bought a little earlier, probably around April. Either way, I'm kind of running sideways. I'm new to Apple. I'm new to Google in these positions, so I'm just buying them on the dip. Apple at one point in time was trading at a high of 259, currently trading at 198. I don't really see Apple going away. I mean, I got an iPhone. Everyone's got an iPhone. I mean, not everyone, but I mean, talking on a iMac here, a MacBook. We'll see what ends up happening. It's got an opportunity to be a strong. It's usually a strong play. And then the last one is Tesla. Tesla really sold off pretty hardcore, and I bought the dip. Now, Tesla has been a very strong performer. You could see it's been as high as 479, currently trading at 298. I was buying down here in April, probably around what? I don't know. Let's see where I was buying. Wish it had the exact number, like 240, 233, something like that I was buying. And yeah, I mean, as long as Elon sticks around, this thing should be a pretty solid buy at those prices. I mean, as it continues to go up, we'll see. But as of right now, as long as we're down below the previous all-time highs, as the market continues to recover, things could get interesting. I just wanted to give you guys some insights into these stocks. These are the 12 stocks that I just really hold most aggressively. I have a couple others. I could get into those. Those are kind of like gold mining and stuff because I've gotten into IBKR. That's a international market. I've started to open up accounts, playing around with that, seeing where that goes. But the main thing is I just wanted to show you guys this information, get you guys started on this, see if you guys like this type of content. And if you do, we'll keep making content like this. Just remember always, this is not financial advice. Okay, this is just me sharing what I do. That's the whole point of this channel, is like the way I approach things. And you guys can also share your opinions on what you think the market's going to do and all that, because it's just a forecasting. It's sharing ideas. But always, before you invest, you need to make your own investment strategy on your own based on information you collect from a lot of different people, not just me. Okay, see you guys on the next one.